Hi, and welcome to this demo video of the Daily Goal Machine. What is the Daily Goal Machine? Well, it's productivity software. It's an application to help you to get things done. And the Daily Goal Machine is based on a concept in productivity or time management known as time boxing. What time boxing is it's a concept that says to take all the actions that you need to perform throughout the day, assign a time limit for each action, whether that's 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours. Get a timer, and then start with the first action on your list. Set the timer for the time that you've set aside for that action. Let's say it's 30 minutes for checking your email. Set the timer for 30 minutes and let the timer count down after you've started it. And when that 30 minutes is complete, then you move on to the next item on your list, whatever that may be. Reset the timer, start it, let it count down, and work on the second item on your list until it's completed, and so on. That is time boxing. Now, what the Daily Goal Machine does is it takes that concept and makes it very simple to implement and use, and it does it using a very intuitive interface. So let's go ahead and look at how the Daily Goal Machine works, some of the functionality that it offers, and how it's going to help you to get things done. As I mentioned earlier, your day is made up of a list of actions. Now, the Daily Goal Machine comes with some default actions built in this area right here, which is called an action list. Now, with the Daily Goal Machine, you can create up to 50 different action lists for your own needs. So you can customize action lists for your own purposes. You can have an action list for your business, another one for your kids, another one for taking a vacation, another one for your school, if your kid's school, or whether you're in college or something like that. You have the option to create action lists any way that you want for any purpose that you have. So, but as I mentioned, the Daily Goal Machine comes with a default action list, which contains some of the more common things that people do. Now, what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to demonstrate the software, is I'm going to build my day or plan my day using some of the actions shown on the default action list. And so let me go ahead and do that, and you'll see the process as I go along. Now, one of the things I want to do, I run a business, so I've got to do some invoice and billing, and I want to spend 30 minutes working on that today. So I'll put my mouse over the business invoice and billing option on the action list, and then I'll move my mouse over this time bar that appears, and I'll select the 30-minute option. And you can see now that a timer has been created called Business Invoice and Billing, and it's been set for 30 minutes. Now, after the timer has been created, if I want to update it to, say, 60 minutes, I can just select that button right there, and I can update the timer to 60 minutes or move it back to 30 minutes, however I choose. But anyway, the timer is now set. But I'm not done planning, so let me come back over here to the action list, and I want to do some marketing. I want to spend 60 minutes on marketing, so I'll put my mouse over that action and choose 60 minutes from the time bar that appears, and you can see now that I have two timers in my timer group area right here. The business marketing timer has been set for 60 minutes. Now, while I'm doing this, notice the total time amount that appears here. Now, this represents the total amount of time of all the timers that are being displayed currently. We have a 30-minute timer and a 60-minute timer, and so the total amount of time is 90 minutes or an hour and 30 minutes right here. And this bar here demonstrates that visually. This hash mark here in the center represents 8 hours. The total amount of the time bar is 16 hours, but that's just to kind of give you a visual clue of how much time you're setting aside for all the actions in your day. Let me go ahead and create a couple more timers from the actions on the action list. I want to do some project planning. I want to spend 90 minutes on project planning, so it creates another timer. I want to organize my office. I want to spend 45 minutes organizing my office. And I want to check and answer my email. I want to spend 15 minutes doing that. So now I have 5 timers on the interface. Now this is where the heart of the Daily Goal Machine comes in. This is where it really shines, because the object here now, in order for you to get things done throughout the day, now that you've set aside time to complete these 5 actions, is to begin with the first timer and press the play button, which will start a timer countdown from the amount of time that you set aside, which was 30 minutes. So the timer is going to count down from 30 minutes down to 0. And the object here is to do work on nothing but invoice and billing for the next 30 minutes until this timer completes. And once it completes, once it counts down to 0, you'll hear an alarm, and that will let you know that this particular action, the time that you've set aside for it, is now complete, and it's time to move on to the next action. Okay, now what will happen, I'm going to manually complete this timer, pressing the complete this timer button here. This is what will appear on the timer when it's been completed, in addition to hearing the alarm. This lets you know that this action is done, and you can move over here to the next action, press the play button, and for the next 60 minutes, which is the time that we've set aside for this, we want to work on nothing but business and marketing, okay, or marketing in your business. And you do that until the timer completes and it counts down to 0. Once that's done, it will look like this. It will complete, and then you'll move on to the next action, which is project planning, which you've set aside 90 minutes to complete, and then you'll start that timer and continue to do this throughout your day until you have all the actions on your timer group here completed. And this particular functionality is so incredibly powerful because it gives you a visual idea of the things that you need to do throughout the day. But not only that, but the timer countdown allows you to affects you psychologically, and it helps motivate you, because that deadline, even if it's a 30-minute deadline or a 90-minute deadline or a 2-hour deadline, that concept of a deadline for completing these actions throughout your day really helps keep you motivated, and does something inside your brain that motivates it to get these actions done. Now, as these actions are completed, you'll notice that this area right here will update to show how many actions you've completed. Currently, there are 2 actions completed, and this plays into the role of the reporting feature for the Daily Goal Machine, which, let me demonstrate that real quick because I don't want this video to go on too long. But in any case, let me go ahead and start this timer and complete it. And you can see once I complete it manually, or it completes automatically by counting down, this figure is updated, which it currently shows 3 actions. I'll complete this timer. So there are now 4 actions that have been completed, as you can see here on the interface. Now, if I want to get a report about those actions, I'll click the report link here, and this will show the Daily Goal Machine report. And this is a very simple reporting feature. On the left-hand side of the interface, you see the actions that have been completed. And these actions, the data that is collected when these actions are completed, is added to this report, which you can see information about these actions and how they were completed, the scheduled time that you set aside for them, how much actual time it took you to complete. You'll see time totals. The report will break up information based up by date or by actions to give you a little bit of flexibility when reviewing the information in the report. And at any time, if you want to remove one of these items, these completed items from the report, you just click the little delete button. The report will update automatically with that new information, so you can look at that. Of course, you have the ability to copy the report to the clipboard, save it as a text file, or print it, however you want to use and collect the data. So I'll go ahead and close that. So as you can see, using the Daily Goal Machine can be a simple but powerful way to help you to get things done throughout the day. Thanks for watching.